Welcome proteges on this video tutorial on how to create your own Ethernet cables. So what you're going to need is, of course, some Ethernet cable. This can be Cat5, Cat5e, or Cat6. You'll need a pair of cutters used to cut the Ethernet cable and snip the nylon and drain wire. You'll need the RJ45 crimping tool, a sharp pocket knife. This is used to cut the insulation off the cat cable. Some RJ45 connectors. I use the 8P 8C head style. And some strain relief boots. So once you cut your Ethernet cable to length, you want to go ahead and strip the insulation off. So I like to use a knife for this. You want to cut it back longer than normal because it's easier to work with the wires. If they're too short, they're hard to rearrange in the correct order when you go to stick it into the RJ45 connector. So just kind of roll the Ethernet cable along the edge of your knife, but don't push down too hard so you don't cut into the individual wires, or they'll end up shorting each other. So just kind of bend it back and forth, and it'll eventually break free. So you have this foil. Actually, there's a plastic film that we can get rid of. That just tears off easily. And you have the aluminum foil, which acts as a shield. Go ahead and remove that. Then there's another plastic layer. Tear that off. This one didn't rip off so easily. Use these cutters. Next you have the tap wire, or the other ground wire. Go ahead and snip that off. Try to snip it off as close as you can to the insulation. And then you have this nylon string. You can get rid of that as well. So next we want to untwist each of the 4 pairs. Try to straighten them out as best as you can once you untwist them. And do that for each of the remaining pairs. To straighten it out, just kind of wiggle it back and forth. Next we want to place these in the correct order. So you can go to Google and just type in Ethernet cable pinout, like I did here. Click on the images tab, and on the 3rd row I like to use this pinout here. Make sure you pick a crossover pinout and not a patch cable pinout. Otherwise your Ethernet cable won't work. So you can see this is a crossover cable, since the pin 1 is white-green on this RJ45 connector, but white-green goes to pin 3 on the other RJ45 connector. So green is pin 2 here, green is pin 6 over here, pin 3 is white-orange, but it's pin 1 over here, and Pin 6 is orange, and it's pin 2. Orange goes to pin 2 on the other connector. So let's start with this side of the Ethernet cable. So go ahead and put those in order. Again, try to straighten them out as best as you can. They'll fit in the connector better. One thing I forgot to mention is best to put a strain relief boot on first. Otherwise, when you put it on later, your wires will just get out of order again, so you have to do it again. So it's best to do this when you start. Kind of twist it on, then you can push it back as far as you like just to get it out of the way. So again, we're at white, green, green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, orange, white, brown, and brown. So try to pinch the base with one hand at the bottom where the insulation meets the wires where they come out, and then just kind of work your other hand back and forth to try to straighten them out more so they kind of form and they don't move out of place when you go to stick it in the RJ45 connector. So again, just double check: white, green, green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, orange. Oh, the last pair got out of order. Next, we want to cut the wire back, so we only have about a ½ inch coming out of the insulation. We don't have to strip it, since when you clamp down the RJ45 tool, it pushes these pins into the insulation to make contact with the copper wire. So you don't actually have to strip the wire at all, which is nice. Again, this blue one keeps switching on me. Again, try to double check as much as you can that the wires are staying in their same positions. Next, grab your RJ45 connector, make sure the clip is down, facing down, since that's how they have it in the diagram, and carefully insert the wire into the cable. Make sure the ends go all the way to the end of the connector, and just verify that you have them in the right order, which we do. So next you want to take your RJ45 crimping tool, use the 8P insert. So go ahead and place that in there and just crimp down until it releases. So here we can see that the copper pins on the connector have pressed down, and it's pretty sturdy. Then bring your boot up, and we have finished one side of the Ethernet cable. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, subscribe below or leave a comment or suggestion. Thanks for watching.